Hey everybody, my name's Robert. I just bought a new Dodge Durango. Well, it's not new, it's used, but it's a 2024. It's got less than 25,000 miles. It just got delivered yesterday, so I'll show that to you guys right now. So this is the car. Pretty good shape overall. I took a quick video of a couple things I found yesterday before I even test drove it. But we bought it from a dealer in New York. At first glance, it looks like everything's pretty much okay. No major damage or anything, obviously, but as I walked around the vehicle, I noticed, hey, what's that hanging down right there? So I don't know if this is a proximity sensor or a crash sensor, but it was just like hanging out underneath the car right here. So that was a little bit concerning. And then over here on the left side, if you look pretty close, you can see the bumper's not set correctly to the fender back here, which isn't a big deal. Like, it could have become loose, or maybe it just wasn't set correctly, you know, after a collision or something. But the concerning part was I wasn't told that there was any damage to the vehicle. So obviously after seeing that crash sensor or proximity sensor, whatever that is, I started looking in more detail at the back end of the car. And the other thing, all these parking sensors are set way below flush, which is concerning because I know backup sensors, parking sensors, they're pretty sensitive to positioning and objects around them. So that can cause problems with like drivability. Whenever you use a turn signal or something like that, you know, it might give you a false positive or a false negative. So anyway, that's just a couple things I saw initially. So crawled underneath the vehicle. I've got my mechanics creeper here. So join me underneath the car and we'll take... I noticed back here, okay, we've got the parking sensor right here, or whatever that is. I don't know if it's proximity or crash or whatever. But if you look up in here, you can actually see where it's supposed to connect on the body. You can see there's some tape up in there. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. You can kind of see the outline of where it sits. So that's all fine and dandy because you can just reset that part there. But over here on this side, there's actual damage to a lot of the sheet metal under here. Let's see if I can squeeze by. It's over here by the... So this is the rear tire. We're looking inside the rear fender. And you can see it got pretty beat up in there. I don't know what exactly happened back here or what they did to repair it, but as I'm looking around, I noticed like things aren't set correctly, and there's a couple spots where wires are just hanging, and like the rear bumper isn't attached properly back here. So this is the tow hitch back here, you can see, and missing a screw here to hold this bumper on. And if you look up here, the little hooks that hold the wiring harness in place aren't set correctly. I don't see any major damage back here, so I guess, you know, they might have done some repairs, but it wasn't done correctly. And then over here, we could see some of the plastics actually broke that holds the fender liner and this part of the rear bumper cover in place. So I'll show you that from the outside. It's actually like really bad. So this side that has the damage, it's just really, really loose. And obviously it isn't right. So this is back on the driver's side. And you can see just like there's definitely some fasteners missing. It's very loose all through here. So there's a bracket or a stiffener or something that's just missing, cracked, or damaged, or whatever. So other than that, the car's not in bad shape or anything. I just kind of wanted to document what I saw. We called the dealer and They gave us the usual line of like, well, we sold it to you as is, and they said that it's all just cosmetic, but it's not really cosmetic when the rear sensors on the vehicle don't function correctly. I took it for a little test drive yesterday afternoon, just like around the block where I live in the residential area, and it wasn't working correctly. Like the indicator light on the mirror, if you don't know what that is, on the mirror here, there's a little indicator light. It's right there, that triangle. And I've had a lot of dodge with blind spot monitoring and everything. And essentially what it does is when there's an object on the right side of the vehicle here, it lights up in orange to let you know that there's something sitting there. I noticed driving down the road that it was just on constantly. And sometimes it would turn off, but basically every time I turned on my right turn signal, it would indicate that there was an object in the lane next to me, but there's not. And sometimes they're pretty sensitive, but it's just like obviously not working correctly. And I don't know if maybe it's that part that's hanging down low below the bumper. Maybe that is part of it too. So I'm gonna take a look at the part number on that. It still has a sticker, and see what that is all about. And I'll probably just take it to a body shop and see how much it'll take to repair it, because the dealer's being pretty defensive about the whole thing. So I don't know if this stuff has all been like this since it was apparently in some sort of an accident, or it was run into something, or maybe it run over something. But definitely going to need to do some repairs on this thing. So just wanted to document it. Today is Monday the 23rd, I believe. So anyway, it just showed up at our house last night. They delivered it by truck. It was around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I like the car overall. It's just, I don't know, some of these damages, it makes it less desirable, because like I use that blind spot monitoring system and the backup sensors quite a bit, you know, when I'm driving around town and on the highways and stuff. So it'd be nice to have them fully functional. So anyway, updates to come.